Have you ever dreamed of taking a vacation in space? Well, thanks to Orbital Assembly's upcoming space hotel, that dream could soon come true. What would a luxury hotel in space be like? Is such a thing even possible? Let's find out in Unexplored Frontiers. The proposed designs for Voyager Station are breathtaking. They depict a giant wheel slowly turning and orbiting the Earth. It looks like something straight out of a high-concept sci-fi flick. It's so futuristic that it's hard to believe that it could be open for business as soon as 2027. The future is no longer a distant dream. It is about to be an exciting reality. Space tourism has been coming closer and closer to being a reality every year as tech giants and business moguls take trips further and further away from the surface, blurring the line between astronaut and everyday citizen, traveling beyond the Kármán line out into the nearest reaches of space. The idea of sending tourists to space has been a discussion since the first human orbited the Earth during the Cold War. Now, nearly 20 years after Richard Branson founded the world's first space tourism company, Virgin Galactic, that time has arrived. With numerous successful flights and re-entries for these tourist trips on the books, it is clear that it's Orbital Assembly's time to shine. Previously, the rotating space hotel was under the guidance of the Gateway Foundation. If this name rings a bell, that's because it's the same company that plans to build the first city in space. However, the Gateway Spaceport is still a long way off. Proponents of the Voyager Station realized that building a hotel would be a lot easier than building an entire city, and so the project changed hands. Now helmed by the space construction company Orbital Assembly, development is moving right along. The hotel is expected to go into construction by 2026 and is hoping to open its doors to amateur space travelers in 2027. It will be able to house a whopping 400 people. Now, Orbital Assembly will not simply be opening a giant space hotel and hoping for the best. A sort of test run for a smaller version of the project, Pioneer Station, will open in 2025 but will only hold 28 people. The company plans on using Pioneer as a proving ground for the viability of a larger hotel, hoping to garner long-lasting interest in space tourism. Orbital Assembly has said they plan on teaming up with SpaceX to shuttle guests to and from the space station. The proposed method of transportation? Why, the SpaceX Starship, of course. The Starship is the proposed flagship of the SpaceX Stellar Armada, and Voyager Station would be the first customer to use the rocket on a regular basis. The Starship could carry 280 guests at a time, which is over half the maximum capacity of the station. The shuttle would take approximately 3.5 days to reach the hotel, and guests will need to undergo safety and physical training before being cleared for liftoff, which is expected to take several more days. Now, this might seem like a lot of time at first glance, but if we had the chance to stay at a hotel in space, we certainly couldn't complain about a few extra days of training and traveling. A stay at the Voyager Station will be the experience of a lifetime. Neil deGrasse Tyson will surely be excited to see it, as its method of creating artificial gravity is something that he has proposed in the past. The rotation of the hotel is expected to produce and maintain lunar gravity, roughly 1/6 the gravity here on Earth. While this is far from the conditions the guests will be used to here on Earth, it should also be enough to alleviate the disorienting effects of weightlessness. Due to this method of generating artificial gravity, the closer to the center of the station you are, the less gravity you will experience. The Chief Operating Officer for Orbital Assembly, Tim Alatorre, sees this as a perk rather than a bug in the system. As you near the center of the station, the opportunities for playing around with weightlessness become far more numerous. What activities and amenities the company has in mind for this weightless experience is anyone's guess, but it is clear that what they have in mind will be a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Are you interested in having a once-in-a-lifetime stay on the Voyager Station? Of course you are! Now, we can't offer you an all-expenses-paid vacation to space, but as a subscriber to this channel, you can stay up to date on all the wild and fascinating things that are going on out there. Subscribe today. You never know, maybe someday we will be able to give away a once-in-a-lifetime trip. But you'll never know if you don't subscribe. Now, back to space! Once in a lifetime may even seem like a stretch for many people. For many of us today, the idea of traveling to space and staying at the Voyager Station is a pipe dream. Something we couldn't afford to do once, let alone more regularly. The estimated cost to maintain this space station is in the tens of billions of dollars. The company has not released any official statements regarding the price of a stay at their stellar hotel. Third-party estimates put the price in the astronomical range of $5 million American. Obviously, this is a price tag that limits the experience to a precious few members of society. However, Tim Alatorre remains hopeful that space tourism will be an affordable possibility for a much wider audience very soon. The launch of the Pioneer 2 years before Voyager is expected to kickstart the industry, allowing early adopters of the experience the chance to review it and spread the word. By the time Voyager is open for business, Alatorre and Orbital Assembly are confident that they will have plenty of guests on the waitlist. As the hotel's popularity rises, the cost is expected to drop relatively quickly. More cost-efficient methods of everything from operating the facility to transporting guests will be priority. The burgeoning industry will undoubtedly create competition and inspire innovation, making the cost of a trip far more affordable. Whether the cost of a trip to the Voyager Station will ever be comparable to the price of a standard family vacation is debatable, but Alatorre appears confident. Another element of the space station that is expected to help bring down the cost of a trip is the opportunity to rent office space and permanent and long-term rooms. Orbital Assembly has announced that they will be offering office space that can be rented by companies and individuals alike. This allows the distinguished business person to have their space vacation and stay up to date on things at their office. Alatorre hopes the Voyager can help bring the dream of having people living in space to reality. While the idea of the hotel is certainly built with tourists and vacationers in mind, the long-term goal is to create an atmosphere where people are living, working, and thriving in space, according to Alatorre. While many eyes are fixed on the stars as space tourism gains momentum, several leaders of Orbital Assembly are quick to remind us all that space expeditions are not just cool and exciting, they're practical and helpful as well. Innovations and inventions that have come from space projects are commonplace here on the Earth's surface today. Things like GPS have been developed and expanded thanks to the work of astronomers and scientists attached to space exploration. With the development of the world's first long-term luxury space hotels, the possibilities for STEM advancements and innovations are limitless and exciting. Research regarding sustainable food and water, space radiation, and sustainable fuels are expected to skyrocket in the coming years. As these things, as well as numerous other needs, will only continue to rise, the inspiration to overcome them will also continue to rise. Orbital Assembly intends to create an atmosphere of comfort and rejuvenation with Voyager Station and improve the quality of life here on the surface at the same time. Space tourism still seems like such a futuristic concept, despite being right around the corner. For now, the industry is reserved for names like William Shatner, Michael Strahan, and Jeff Bezos. However, the possibility of more widespread space travel seems to be the intention of everyone involved. Earth's first luxury space hotel will be a giant leap for mankind, furthering the legacy of the very first exploratory space missions. In a very short time, when we look up at the lights in the sky, one of those lights will be looking right back down at us. Thanks for watching! Hop down in the comments and let us know if you would book a stay on Voyager Station. Do you think space tourism will become an affordable option for everyday families in our lifetimes? We'd love to hear your thoughts. We'll see you in the next one. Remember to keep your eyes on the skies.